Howdy. Where did I put my microphone? Oh, there it is. Well, let me just spin you guys around. That's a little tall. Either I'm drastically underestimating the size of the trigger, which is entirely possible. Sounds like I need to grab a double strike and nice. Where's my calipers? I have to grab my calipers. Ah, I stubbed my toe. That felt bad. Yeah, the new Zombie Strike Blaster is a disappointment. There's no good way of putting that. See, this is bizarre. Alright, so this is like... Okay, I'm not gonna put hardened steel against my monitor. I know that's not to scale. I think I have a scale block somewhere. Yeah. So this is 50 millimeters. So let's actually... Jesus, this is an uncomfortable position. Ah, man, that's weird. Alright. Where's my zoom? There it is. I don't actually know how to... I guess we just have to eyeball it. So that's a 50 millimeter square, and right now it's like almost double that. So that's pretty much the right size. Yeah, so that trigger mechanism is pretty low. It's also a little small. Probably should have extended that semicircle out a little more. Zoom in a little more because I can't see what I'm doing. that's the right one. Nope. Let's just give it a solid. Nope, that's too large. Just give it a solid bottom line here. Turn my pen pressure back on. That's looking a little better. This is interesting. I might grab a hammer shot. You can make a pump action blaster that has a secondary pneumatic tank that stores excess energy from the normal spring priming, allowing you to supercharge a shot by diverting the barrel. Maybe. See, the problem is there isn't extra energy from spring priming. You'd be better off just making a system with a larger piston. Or a larger spring, rather. Or just going HPA or something. I hate to say it, but this might be too large. Like, we might have to sacrifice a little bit of throw on this. I really do hate to say it. Totally missed that. There we go. This is interesting. This is going to be a difficult one. Getting all this geometry to fit. I'm getting a hammer shot. And I'm going to take some measurements off of that. Actually, I'm almost tempted to import a PNG of the hammer shot. Yeah, who cares? And just, like, look at how the sizes and angles and stuff works out. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I only have the one camera, right. Are there any good side-on pictures of the hammer shot? I'm gonna guess no. Yeah, that's... That's a no. Crap. Ah, well. There we go. This is an interesting predicament. Go there. That's... That's primed. Okay. So we're looking at... like a hammer... here-ish. Since my calibration is slightly off. Either that or my face is off, which is also a distinct possibility. It's like my one complaint with the display is the thickness of the glass. Means that depending on which angle you're sitting at when you calibrate it and when you're using it, the calibration can seem like it's off and still be perfectly fine. And you try and recalibrate it and you fuck it over. It's fine. It's not a great hammer, but it'll do. Okay, we gotta redo this top section because we have to take off some material from these holes here. I definitely could have selected this area and just hit delete, which is what I'm going to do now. This is difficult. This project is making me make so many difficult decisions. But we definitely have to take down... Oh, fuck. We definitely have to take down this screw port a little. I have no idea. There's no way to actually, like, measure point to point. This is the smaller one, I think. Actually, what I can do is I can go to a circular selection. Nope. What the hell? That was weird. Yeah, okay, so that's... Might have been smart to do this body in a different color, or do the internals in a different color, either or, really. But when have I ever been smart? isolate this section. Erase whatever that is. Okay, now let's take this. No, we actually don't want that. We want to magic select that area and layer via copy. And take this selection and we want to move it, but we want to drag our focal point down into the center here. Which we kind of want to zoom in for. Give it a little more precision. And then we want to rotate, oh, we want to rotate this up. By 50 degrees. And that should be vertical. Now we just see if that looks right. Not really. That hammer is at too much of an angle. Doesn't matter that much, but let's... Hello? Oh, I'm on the right there. See, this is really wrong to me. Which is frustrating. Like, this feels like the geometry that's in, the Persuader, I think it's called, as well as there's like a 12 round one or something, or an 8 round hammer shot, essentially, in the Doomlands line. And I hate the ergonomics and the aesthetics of that. Howdy, cat. Don't mind me, I'm just despairing because I don't know how to do things or draw things or anything. No. Let's bring that back. If I... Bah. Let's take away that. And that. Crap. Wrong layer. Alright. grab this, and then so that, and then we're gonna merge layers. Knock up a double single action one day. It'd be jank, but still. Yeah, we'll find out. Alright. That's way too pointy, but that's fine. Yeah, that's like stab someone in the throat pointy. Okay, if you want to know this stuff. Yay! Thanks for the Patreon plug, Cat. And yes, you can come and hang out and there was gonna be an end to that sentence, and then it just didn't happen. I'm arting. Or at least trying my best. Why is it that whenever I'm making art, I don't feel like an artist, but then when I look at my art later, and something I'm proud of, I'm like, damn, I'm an artist. It's like every time, without fail. That hurt me to read. This shape is weird. The backstrap is fine. It might need to come out a little more. Oh, somebody's messaging me. That's fine, it's not showing up. I almost want like a little bit of a point, not like a sharp corner there, but like a bit of a difference. Sneeze! Smash that like button, she says, while I accidentally dab while trying to cover my face when I sneeze. pretty chunky. I mean, I haven't tried breaking it up at all, so that'll definitely help in giving it a little bit of detail. But how big is that grip? It's just... Nope, wrong fucking layer. Okay, so I'm pretty certain that this grip is way too small. Oh, that... I just read that message. Yeah, that grip should be longer. God damn it. I don't know, like maybe if I... Yeah, okay. So, there's a couple of problems here. I think I might be able to salvage this. I think I figured out what the big issue was. So, for one, this trigger well needs to be much bigger, because it's obviously too small. I mean, the trigger I drew in is too large for this area. So, clearly I'm doing something wrong there. And that instantly makes this body seem a little more to scale. But now that this grip is tiny and stupid, so let's just grab it there. Right, come on, piece of butt. Why are you doing this? Oh, that's too big. It's far too big. Alright. You know what? We're getting somewhere. That is significantly less awful. I think it needs a little more angle, though. Better than a Busby grip. You're not setting the bar very high. Needs a little more angle. It's also remarkably similar to the hammer shot, which I didn't notice until just now. Alright. Let's say okay to those changes, and then... Hey, deselect. Thank you. Come in with an eraser. And we actually want that on. Varying opacity. We can come in and fix that up later. And this backstrap is a little too far protruding. I might have issues with the hammer. Yeah, I dig that. See, I need to be better at remembering to use my own techniques. Yeah, it's too small again. Lots of bad decisions on this day. No, this grip is still too small. Let's go down to layer 2, which has our... This is, for reference, it is a scaled 50mm block. So, looks like from the top of the strap to the bottom there, it's like 100. This is like at least 110. So clearly I'm doing something wrong. Especially because a lot of that is just pointy bit. Hey. No, I don't want it. Deselect that area there. Take this in and enlarge it that way. This is looking a little more substantial. I think we're getting somewhere here. There was a time there where I was seriously worried. I'm gonna have to do something with that hammer though. I think I have to pull. That's looking better. Now I just have to fix the front strap. I could pull up Discord on my other screen. Why do I keep having to check my stupid phone? Whoops, that's not the other screen. Okay, I'm pulling that up on the other screen. Whoa. Alright. Okay, that's... I mean, it's horrible and wrong. It's really terrible, but we're getting somewhere, so I'm taking that as good news. I think I want to go back to my eraser and... fuck it. Taking out this whole area. Now that grip is dumb. That's a Busby grip. That's at least... You know, I'm putting way too much effort into this design. I could go with, like, basically anything, and it would do the trick. So I'm not... At this point, I'm just testing velocity. This is not a final design, this is just a super simple mock-up. Yeah. So it's... Is it too big now? I'm gonna be real mad if it's too big now. Okay, distance from the middle finger area to the hammer. It's going to be important here. $75. So we're looking at 1.5 of my measuring blocks. Oh, fuck. Approximately. 1. Oh! Actually, we've still got some room to go. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so then I can bring... I can bring this front forward a little. Softer erasing brush. Yeah. Yeah. I am absolutely modeling this heel off of the Rainbow Cannon, and you can't stop me. So it's a little angled, I don't know if you can see that, but that's fine. That's good. How big is that square? I should, like, cut out a 50mm square. That's actually not far off. I should cut out a 50mm square, because I use that as a reference on all of my drawings. Okay, well that's right, but it doesn't look right. Let's go in and get this a little bit more body, and then go in, bring it in a little more. Jesus, how long have we been streaming? Oh my god. It's felt like it's been like half an hour tops. Oh, I can't see my damn. Sneeze! Woo! All sneezy. No, let's not go for a paint bucket. What the hell are you talking about? No. Honestly, that's not completely awful. Like watching myself make these additions in my other window and just seeing if I think that's an improvement or not. No, that wasn't. It definitely wasn't. I think I actually want a little more hardness in this brush. Just a bit. No, that was dumb. Super undecided on this guard area. Like, maybe this is a great idea. Maybe it's a completely fucking awful idea. We just don't know. Yeah, no. Kind of tempting to come in and make this brush a little smaller and just nope, not an improvement. See, the thing is, it's like oh. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of a grip that does this. I think the Strife one does. No. No, it doesn't. Like, sort of have, swap to black. I am on a new layer. Alright. Sort of have a... You know what? I think I know exactly which grip I'm thinking of, and I think it's one of mine. Like, have a facet there. Just a little one. Just enough for you to notice it. I honestly have no idea. I know it's one of mine, but I don't know which one. I'm actually going to drop the opacity. Yeah, I dig that. Alright. Let's go back in with our brush. Yeah, come on. See, that shape makes me want to just... Thank you. This is the Transistor soundtrack. Damn, I like that. I mean, it's never going to make it into the final design, but... Also, drawing, like, these little pieces here, this little filigree, is, much easier on this one. Really get in there. I like this upside down detailing. You know, honestly, until now, I really thought that this monitor was just more of a quality of life thing rather than like directly improving my art. But with how easy this is, it's hard to see it as just a quality of life improvement, because this is like getting into these fine details here and just making sure these are smooth and flowing. It's really nice, and it's definitely an improvement. I like that a lot. I like that so much that it's going to hurt me to not put it in the design. Hey, that worked. Like, I was doubting myself for a while here. Like, I was seriously questioning whether I could make this geometry look good and still be functional. And I think I've done it. Hell, for a while I was even concerned that I wouldn't be able to make it functional. On the wrong layer. How spectacular it is. What the hell? Oh, I'm a dummy. Oh god, my leg. This is a prototype thing. I'm designing a Hammer Prime prototype to test my hammer geometry and to see how much power I can get out of it. Oh, neck. Legs. I need to invest in a table that has room for my legs so I don't have to be like crouched up in my chair at all times. And also a chair that has proper like cushioning for my butt. Because like the foam in this chair has gone garbage. And I've like put a pillow on it and the pillow's gone garbage. It's like I need... Like, I had a friend of mine suggest I get, like, a DX Racer, and, like, I don't know if you can tell, but the line of my bed starts, like here. So I don't have room for a big chair here. Jesus, this is like on the soundtrack. This has got to be the end of it, right? Yeah. Okay, now we have to fix up the hammer, because it's complete fucking garbage as is. It's way too tiny. This is gonna be a chonky blaster. Come on. I need to label my layers. That's what I'm gonna do. I love this filigree here. I also love being able to touch a monitor. Like my other ones, I don't dare put my fingers near it because I just don't want to. Friend just pulled out his snake at a party. Yep. What was I talking about? Right, labeling layers. This layer I can just delete because it was stupid. So that's our need to think of a name, or maybe there already is a name for like the people interactions, like the triggers and rev triggers and mag releases and stuff like that, because I always put them on separate layers. I never know what to call them. Like, I'm gonna go with triggers for now, but Edscar, when you're watching this later, let me know. Vertical hammer. What's this? This one is the primed hammer. This one is our generic hammer on actuation controls. I don't know, that seems a little bloopy. Yep, that one's already labeled. What's this one? This one is my calibration square. Where's my other pen? There it is. Double artist. Actually, you know, I've never tried that. I wonder what happens if I... Oh, that's weird. So I can move one or the other. And it'll move a relative. Wait, does one control one axis and the other... Oh my god, this is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I love that. Huion, the company that makes the tablet that I'm using right now, includes 2 pens because they are rechargeable. And they require, like, they have an internal battery. So you can have one plugged in while you're using the other, which is a nice feature. I'm not being paid. I paid money for this. So. It's like tank steering. Yeah. Calibration square. Alright, and with that, I'm actually going to go grab myself another glass of milk, because I'm almost out, and it's a good time to take a pause for a minute, and then when we come back, we're going to look at some possible front ends for this, just, you know, for the sake of it. And my music switched over. Yeah, because right now this is just the powerhouse, right? So you got your grip and your trigger and your hammer, and yeah. So glass of milk, be back in a second. Oh, there's M&M's over here. Why have I not been... Oh my god, there's so much chocolate over here. I sound like such a stoner right now. Me and my partner had our Valentine's date last night, and I got some chocolate. Theoretically, if I can figure out how to open it. Yes. There we go. This one looks delicious. Oh, it's not bad. I never brought in my swatch. Like, I was looking for my color palette and I realized I just didn't bother. Alright. NARF folder. Generic palette. No, integrations concepts. There we go. There's a color palette. I like this. This is cool. Yeah, that's plenty enough grip room. Even for people with slightly larger hands, which admittedly, it's not as... Oh, and especially because it's not even using this finger. Okay, thank you for translating, because I would never have gotten that. Yeah, so this has huge amounts of room. That'll be fine. And then it's sort of, your thumb will sort of wrap up around there. I could potentially move this section down, which I actually think I might do. See, that's on the hammer shot, like, if you grab it, like, at least personally, my wrist actually wraps up over that, so it should be higher. But, like, yay much. But as is, that might be a little too much. That looks like too sharp of an angle, though. Nope. Maybe before I get too wild with ergonomic decisions, I should consult Ed when he's alive again. I imagine he's asleep. He's probably gonna send me a message in the morning like, if you want me to stream with you, just stream at midnight. Because I know all of my viewers are going to be awake at midnight. Yes, Ed, I'm sassing you. I know you're going to watch this later. Oh, that's awesome. Actually, oh, okay, I have a couple of collaborations coming up, and Eleanor, you're going to like one of them. It's really fucking cool. And all I'll say is, if this guy lands Primo, he's dead. That's all you get. Don't even get to find out who the guy is. Okay, so where is our... There's our trigger layer. So let's lock this layer, and then actually I'm just gonna come in with one of these. Unlock the layer. Whoa! Forgot to lock the layer. Lock layer. There we go. Friend hammer. Lock layer. Nope. Let's undo that. Fine. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Somebody made a joke about how this has to be a heart of gold anyway, so... It was Ed. I say somebody and I mean Ed. There we go. And then... vertical hammer. Let's do that one gold as well, just for the sake of consistency. Now, just in time for me to completely fucking redo it. First try. That was funny, y'all. That's real funny. Okay, that brush is way too big. Now we go back in and unlock all of those layers. Triggers. There we go. Nope. Okay. Was on the wrong layer. Oh, hell. Oh, see, I liked that shape for like 0.2 of a second. Variable pen pressure in here, and I'll just sort of come in and... This is a great song. I can talk about this on stream now. But my partner got me listening to Radiohead. It was just one of those bands that I knew of the existence of but had never, like, heard more than a song or two. Holy shit, they're good. I had, like, a full-on existential crisis over how good they were. It was... Somebody in chat probably hates Radiohead. Probably more people than I'd like to admit don't know who they are. Never heard the name before. Do I have pen pressure? No. Do not have pen pressure controlling size at the moment. Oh. This is a little smaller. And get into that corner. There are too many issues. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? No, that's right. Why is it not? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer again. Motherfuck. Boom. Nailed it. Nice and efficient. So anyone can make a badly done plus bow. Fair point. These are paper sketching and cardboard prototypes is kind of past, sadly. I mean, that's not entirely true. It's a different skill set. I mean, like, if somebody challenged me to design and build an entire blaster without touching CAD or Photoshop, I would have a bitch of a time. But I'm sure it would take me a long-ass time, but I'm sure I could probably do it. You know, like get a chunk of hardwood and... Oh, that's daunting to think about. Yeah, a chunk of hardwood, some rasps, a couple chisels. You know, you could make something really, really nice, but it would be a whole skill set that I don't have at the moment. So, you know, possible, sure, for sure, but... At least with my current skill set, this is far easier for me. Okay, so, and I still never got around to... God damn it. I still never got around to fixing up the hammers. Oh yeah, especially if you're building for aesthetic as well as function. If you're just building for function, then fucking whatever. Like, I mean, go look at Buff Daddy's stuff. Like, the way that Brian makes stuff is incredible to me. Like, I can't do things the way Brian does it. And like, people make fun of him for being jank, or applaud him for being jank. Sometimes the line is really, really vague. But it's a skill. Like, don't for a second think that, you know, like, throwing together something janky is not a talent, because it is, and Brian has it, and I can't do janky. Like, if I want to test out a blaster, I have to spend, like, 4 hours in Photoshop trying to figure out how I want it to look first. Like... and, like, Brian just throws it together and improvises and makes shit happen, and at the end of the day, it like, always works. Like... Fuck. Have you seen his mega, I don't even know what to call it. A mag-fed full auto mega blaster. And it's got, like, parts of, like, a Busby Baron. No, not a Baron. Not a bot. Tyrant. It's got parts of a Tyrant in it. And the auto pusher he's using is, it's a Stampede. He took the entire stock of a Stampede and like, put a really, really light spring in it so it would still function, but it wasn't, like, doing any work. And so it's just the Stampede mechanism. Instead of, like, using it to breach and then fire, it's literally just using it to push the dart into the flywheels. And then he's got, like, I don't know, it's like a Zeus front end or something on it. It's fucking incredible. I can't do that shit. That's just not in my wheelhouse. Okay, time to figure out the hammer geometry. Like, this is... you know what? I actually feel like I could make this work. Why are you, like, snapping to the weirdest location possible. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Actually, let's take this and we're gonna pull it back. Like that much. So that it's centered and, more importantly, the thumb rest is behind center. I know I'm being anal now, but whatever. I do what I want. Good evening, Alice. Glad I'm actually home to join the stream for once. It's certainly been a while. It sure has, Nathan. We've all missed you. Vertical hammer is pretty singular, so we just nope. Prime tamer. We're just gonna get rid of that. Fucking whatever. Okay, let's grab the vertical hammer and. It really looks like a hammer when I draw it like this. Let's layer via cut. Alright, and then we want to move our center point down here, and then let's actually go in and make sure that's properly centered. Doesn't really matter that much, but... Okay, so we want to take this down to 50 degrees. Now, the farther you get from the center, the more precision you have. Just for anyone that's trying to precisely move that. I can't wait, Nathan, until you can see the actual blaster I'm designing. Boom. There you go. Nathan, I'm sure you know more about this blaster than the stream does, so keep it a shush. What I'm working on at the moment is a sort of prototype for a core test blaster. God damn it. Yeah. So the idea here is I can basically use this for testing. Basically just build the biggest, baddest hammer prime blaster I can, like with a big juicy plunger tube. See how much power I can get out of it, and then go from there in designing front ends. Also, I like the fact that I can now... Oh, piss off. What the... Oh. What the... Did I cut that instead of... Oh, I'm dumb. I'm extra dumb. Okay. There's literally nothing on this layer. God damn it. Alright. layer via copy this time. Good lord. I need to clean up that. Zoom in real close so we can precisely pinpoint the center of that hole. And then theoretically when I yeah, so now we have 2. Now let's bring this down to 50. It's really a shame that you can't do more precise work. Like, I wish I could enter that in. Like, I wish I had the option to enter in a rotation level. You could make it take Vorpals, which I love the idea of. Well, I mean, consider the breaching mechanism. So that's on the trigger blade. Come down here and delete that. Oh, no. Yeah, there has been a lot of testing on that front and not a lot of results. Alright, so turn off the prime timer? No, fuck. What does this prime timer even refer to now? Primed. Prime timer. There. Oof. Check that out. So, I should look into front ends for this thing now. So, like, let's take all of this crap and right click and no, I have to go to folder. Hey, come on. Go in the, oh, it already is in the folder. I just missed that. About a break forward removable cylinder. Could totally do that if you wanted. That's well within the realm of possibility. Give it a short fat plunger. Eleanor, me, Edscar, and Ryan of MTV spent about 6 hours on a Discord call figuring out the math here. So we got that part covered. Okay, so one of the things that I realized was that this hammer shot doesn't have a rotation mech in it. Well, okay, whatever. This cylinder is ridiculous. It's massive. And you could make a 6-shot cylinder that was like that big in diameter. Like, we're talking, if I'm remembering my math correctly, 3 centimeters. Closer to 4. 4 centimeters in diameter for a 6-shot hammer shot style revolver. So you could have more shots than the hammer shot in a package that is like double strike sized. Which, actually, this isn't far. I think this is the level at which this is like about 50. Yeah, it's like 52. And that's what we're dealing with. So like a little bit larger of a grip than the double strike. The trigger is mounted a little lower. Hammer's a little higher. So yeah, you could do that, or you could, as you were talking about, like, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I already put the release in for that. Like, there's a release for a front fold that I like sketched in. And I mean, theoretically, like, that could also work for a MagFed, but that's a whole other bag of hammers. Funny joke. Yeah. Yeah. So you could have, like, these teeny tiny cylinders and have them hot swappable, right? Like, so why don't we draw that? Let's start off with measuring of the square. Looks to be 365. That's an obnoxious number of pixels. Or have a mega shot, slug shot. Yeah, I mean, you could do that if you wanted. Mega revolver. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. Yep. Yep, that's what I was thinking. Ah, knuckles. Oh, I am sleepy. Long day. Alright, right. Let's make that... nope. If we make that 350, it's not quite accurate, but whatever. 350 divided by 5, or divided by 50, 35 divided 5 is 7. So 7 pixels to a millimeter? Ish. 7 point something, really. So then that's 7 times 13.5, which I believe is the OD of the brass. What are hands? Nope. I know I have a piece of brass tube laying around here. That's the right size. Whatever, I can just measure the ID. Yeah, 13.5. Later, add a treat. Yeah, okay, so 13.5 times 3 is... what is that? 41? Ha! I can't breathe. Ugh. Cough. I'm giving up and getting a calculator. Because it's been a long day, don't judge me. 40.5. So 40.5 times 7, then? 283. So that would be the size of your cylinder, right there, if you were doing half darts. That's even generous, honestly, but that's fine, because, like, longer cylinder means you'll get higher velocity out of it. Okay, so then let's go 40.5, no, what? I don't know how to do math. Okay, let's go. What the hell am I forgot what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to head to bed soon, because I'm losing my mind. Okay, so 13.5, nope, times 7 should get us 94.5, so like 95-ish. Alright, so that's the diameter of our brass. What was the intention and purpose behind this new design? Science. Basically, I want to see how much power we can get out of a Hammer Prime blaster. Now I see if I can remember how to draw. Alright, let's go up to that. you. Almost certain I did that wrong. It's fine. It's, fucking close enough. No, it's not. I'm being anal about this. Good enough. What the... Son of a bitch. Why are you like this? I swear to God I fixed that like half a dozen times. Shoot the next one. Off. Alright. Should do the trick. That's way too much. I'm gonna take this down a little bit. So that side. Knock the corners off. Why did you do that? There you go. Got a big little cylinder. Like, honestly, if you really wanted... you're just like... Really, I'm not... It's a good piece of wood. I'd like to think I am. Like, it wouldn't be too terribly difficult to just, like... You wanted, like, a little break action. Oh, fuck. Like, that's how easy it would be, right? Like, I think I want to pull a couple of these angles down a little bit. But, like... Come on. Why are you like this? Like, there you go. Like, 6-shot revolver. Cylinder isn't centered. Missing one tube on the bottom. I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, that's illegal. You can't make it look better than Hasbro stuff. I don't mean to sound rude. Actually, I don't give a shit. But the real part that gets me here is how little time it took me to make it look that good. And I mean, this is like, this wouldn't be difficult. Like, you've already got your release here. Might have to redesign that a little. But yeah, like... That's... mean, if you want to get fancy, you could. I don't know if I do. I think I kind of like that. I mean, there's always the option of, like, making your piston visible through here. That would be pretty cool. But, like, this would be a really neat holsterable thing. There's no space in the fire afterburner. Yeah, maybe, but, I mean, realistically, when you're talking about a plunger tube that has, like, a 35mm inner diameter, I think 35, maybe only 32, and then barrels that long, and then however large of a spring you want to put in this, like, I don't know if the Flywheel the World afterburner would do anything. You know what? I think I actually need to come in here and break that corner. Did that help or hinder? I almost think I liked it better without. If you really wanted to get wild about it. Eh, I could take it or leave it. Break that corner too. And this one up here. Bring this down a little. Break that corner again. Yeah, actually, I like that. Undo it just to. I mean, it definitely looks sleeker like this, but I don't know if I like it better. What do you guys think? Look better. Yeah, I think I'd probably be inclined to agree. Nathan, what do you think? Your opinion is important to me. Nathan's opinion is always important to me. For the rhombus window? Yeah. I'm kind of mad about how easy it was to design the front end versus all of the time I spent on the back end. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright. I got a little excited from that message and realized it was not as exciting as I thought. I mean, still cool and exciting. Yeah, so, I mean, this is proof of concept at this point. So, like, don't get, you know, too excited. Front is basically a tube holding tubes. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so don't get too excited. Like, this isn't, Alright, well, then I'll keep it. I'm glad you like that. I was thinking about putting pick rail on the top, but I actually think I'd much rather do like an ornate set of sights. I think that'd be cool. In fact, if I wanted to be really awesome about it, I could design it in Fusion and just have it like an insert plate, and then take it into ZBrush, and then hell, I could use my 3D mouse to control ZBrush while I and then just do a pair of irons there. Yeah, and like again, don't get too excited because this is just a theory, right? Like this is, I mean, let's go in here. Nope, not new layer, new group. Yeah. All right. So like this is what we're dealing with, right? Like this is what I'm going to actually be making, and then this is like if I ever want to at some point, I could whip this up. Filigree sights. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Does this idea have a name? Not at the moment. Ed wants to call every single Hammer Prime blaster I ever designed the Gavel, which is like, haha, you're really funny, but it doesn't do it for me. And it's my art, so I get to do whatever the fuck I want, Ed. I'm gonna copy this tube over into another, actually, and I'm gonna, where is this? Calibration square. Turn that off. Actually, I should probably unnest. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to take it out of a... There we go. And I'll do that with a color palette too. Yeah. Good lord, I miss designing weapons for video games. Like, because it would be so sick to have a sight that was composed entirely of filigree, and then have, like, your reticle be, like, a floating heart with, like, a hole through the center. That would be so sick. Now, could you put a hinge to crack it in half for loading? Yes, that's what this circle bit's for. That's the whole point. I mean, in theory, it would also have swappable cylinders, because I mean they're just brass and printed parts, right? So why the heck not? Oh, you could do... For the front of it, if you made your rotation mech spring-loaded with a, like the way that they do it in all of the Narf blasters, where it's got like it's got teeth, like rotary teeth, you could use like a clockmaker's bearing, like basically two tapers that are at slightly different angles, and then the smaller taper would sit in the larger taper, and so it would be centered and have like zero friction. And then the rear rotation mech could like press up against it, which would center it and allow for rotation. That's a really good idea. Hammer Shot 2.0 or something. And layer via cut. What's this? This is yeah, so that's just like one example of stuff we could do here. Like you could do all sorts of crap, right? Out of Darts had a 7-shot skeletal cylinder for hammer shot using brass barrels. So do I. I have an 8-shot cylinder using brass barrels. It's, especially when you're designing your own blaster, it's really not difficult to do. Just skedaddle and get me a new deck. Well, I hope you enjoy that deck. I don't know. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Any space to maybe reload. How many times do I have to answer that question? Break action. Yes. Yeah, you do a break action and you feed it from the back. God damn. Alright. It has been 2 hours at this point, and I'm getting kind of tired. So I might call it there. I might, if I have any ideas later, I might come back to this and, like, do a little bit of filigree around it, and then maybe post it on it onto Instagram or something. Who knows? Yeah, this is pretty cool. Alright. How do I do anything? Alright. Thank you everybody for watching. I want this. If only it was as easy as taking a drawing and pooping it into real life. Alas, it is not. Wrong direction. Where's the... oh, there's the slider. This... no, this is not the right scale. God damn. Alright. Thank you everybody for watching, and peace off.